What do we need for KM to survive? So again, I really think we need to practice what we preach. So in other words, we have to continue to share and borrow and learn from other emerging technologies and disciplines in the spirit of advancing the current state of the art of KM. And in particular, as big data and analytics continue to grow, um, and you saw really since 2012, 2013, a big push for big data and analytics. There are some natural synergies with knowledge management and analytics. So for example, KM could play a key role in the management and governance of the use of big data and analytics in organizational settings. If we look at cognitive computing and AI and machine learning, as they continue to grow, KM also can play a role. So we know, like Coveo and MindBreeze with Inspire, they're all insight engines which use some AI and machine learning capabilities as part of their KM technologies. Expert AI is a global KM company. They use AI, machine learning, and natural language processing. So you're seeing, all these integrations take place. And even DARPA in the US has a lifelong learning machines program, and they seek to develop learning systems that continuously improve with additional experience and adapt to new conditions in dynamic environments. So again, KN can play a role in many areas. And then there are other possible synergies for KM and even analytics. If you include business process mining. In fact, every year there's a industry-focused business rules conference held in the late fall, usually in October of each year. And in addition, really KM should just be part of what I call the strategic intelligence of the organization. And that is, if you look at the intersection of KM, business intelligence, and competitive intelligence, strategic intelligence or organizational intelligence, if you will, I think will develop over the years. I actually wrote a book on strategic intelligence back in 2006. So, it's interesting to see some of the same terminology coming forward. Okay, so what needs to be done? I think, if we're looking toward the next generation of KM, we have to continue to promote greater dialogue between us and the different communities. And this is being done. Even academically, there are people like Professor Suleiman Hamamdeh from the University of North Texas. He has a book out looking at KM and analytics. If you look at the conferences like KM World or the International Conference on KM, which will be, I guess, the 17th version in March of 2022 in Potsdam, Germany. All of the conferences are having sessions that look at KM synergy with other technologies. We also, I think, have to learn some of the skill sets and maybe, tools that are being applied in other domains to see how we can best use those. And in the same vein, our colleagues in the other communities must also try to develop appropriate KM skills. So we could really have that enlightenment, if you will. And then certainly we want to further investigate areas for collaboration. And it could be in many, many areas, whether it's, executive decision making or the Internet of Things or scientometrics and others.